I'm going to be solving the 2001 AMC 10 problem 20. Let's read the problem. A regular octagon is formed by cutting an isosceles right triangle from each of the corners of a square with sides of length 2000. What is the length of each side of the octagon? So I've drawn the square here and I've cut off an isosceles right triangle from each of the corners, which are right here, 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 and here. And so we want to find out the length of each side of the octagon given the side length of the square. So if we first denote the length of the octagon as x, then we can assign this for all of them. And say x, 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 and x. In addition, we know that we have isosceles right triangles, which are also known as 45, 45, 90 triangles, cut off from each of the corners. And so an important property to know about 45, 45, 90 triangles is that the ratio of the leg to the leg, so like to one leg to the other leg to the hypotenuse is 1 to 1 to the square root of 2. And so this is one leg, we can call L1, L2, and then this is the hypotenuse. And so that means that for each of these isosceles right triangles that we have drawn here, the hypotenuse is x, and so that's kind of like the root 2, which means that if we divide x by root 2, we get the length of each of these segments. And so we can call those x over root 2, but then rationalizing the denominator, in other words, multiplying by root 2 over 2, we get root 2 over root 2, we get x root 2 over 2. And so instead of x over root 2, we can write it as x root 2 over 2 for each of these. And then we can continue doing this. And so if we look at the information given in the question, we're given that the side length of the square is 2000. And we also know that, for example, if we take this side right here, we know the three components that make up the side, and those are x root 2 over 2 plus x root 2 over 2. And since the side length of the square is 2000, we know that this is equal to 2000. Simplifying, we get that x root 2 plus x equals 2000. Factoring out an x from the two terms on the left side of the equation, we get x times root 2 plus 1 equals 2000. And then we get that x equals 2000 divided by root 2 plus 1, if we divide both sides by root 2 plus 1. And then we can multiply this by root 2 minus 1 over root 2 minus 1, which is just multiplying by 1. And we get 2000 times root 2 minus 1. And in the denominator, we'll just have 2 minus root 2 plus root 2 minus 1, which is just 1. Therefore, our answer is 2000 times root 2 minus 1, which is B.